Yo, Bo, welcome to another episode of In the Life of MightyFan. A couple pickups, had a bit of a chat to come, so let's get right into it, right? So the first one, I got two pickups. The one I already mentioned about a couple weeks ago, but this one, didn't think I could exactly get it when I did, but unfortunately, the man did pass away earlier in the week, and this jersey has been on my, hit list for quite some time. It's been on my eBay watch list for quite some time. There was a few of them, and one of them sold a couple weeks ago that I was watching for a couple years, and then this one, I think there was one other that sold too, but then this one was sitting there, and I didn't get it because he passed. It was one of those that I wanted. I just didn't know when when the time was going to be to get it. But I figured I'd grab it before one of those, resellers get it, because let's face it, when a current or former athlete passes away, a lot of their stuff, collectibles, cards, merchandise, jerseys sell pretty quickly because people want to, do whatever they're going to do with it, resell it, whatever, strike while the iron's hot, the old thing, right? Now, me, I'm not a reseller. I collect to keep, as we all know. So I'm not going to resell this, but I knew I had to grab it while it was still available because I wanted the older run of it, because the cut of the older runs are just, incredible. And we have the New York Knicks, the captain, Willis Reed, of those 70s Knicks teams, two-time NBA champ. Of course, the iconic moment of him while injured, still coming onto the court, and basically being the inspiration for them to win that game against the Los Angeles Lakers and win the NBA title back in the 70s when they did. Of course, those Knicks teams won 2 titles. But this is the road jersey. It's an older run. And this guy is made in the Dominican Republic. So just to tell you, these things were made all over the place back in the day. 72-73 season. Willis Reed, again, the captain of those Knicks teams. There is the double stitching all around for the New York, and 19 on the front and 19 on the back. The single stitching for the Reed. And like I said, the cut for the old run Mitchell and Ness. Oh, particularly the Knicks. The Knicks jerseys of that time period when they made them, the Celtics, the Lakers, my Sixers, of course, the old Philadelphia Warriors jerseys back in the day that they made. The cut was just so crazy. They have not duplicated it since. And I have a lot of the old run Knicks jerseys because I just love the cut. And I do like that. I appreciate the 70s teams from that era of the Knicks. They had a lot of just colorful characters and, some all-time greats. So, I guess Spike Lee would be proud of this one. But the captain right here, rest in peace, of course, to Willis Reed, who did pass earlier this past week. And like I said, I had it, I wanted to get it anyhow, and I'm like, I better just grab it now because some reseller's going to grab it, and they're going to put it up there for like 2 or 3 times the price. I got a really good deal on it too. I actually made an offer too, and the seller accepted it, so shout out to the seller for that. So I moved that one off to the side, and this is the one that I did mention some weeks ago. I got at the flagship store. This is one of the new run authentic MLB jerseys that they just put out a few weeks ago. It is available on their website as well, and I would imagine places like Fanatics, it will be starting to filter onto there too. They made this one, and they made Griffey, and as we know, Griffey didn't play in this jersey that season. It was a one-time wear that the Mariners did a turn back the clock game. Griffey was not on the team at the time, but that was an oopsie by Mitchell and Ness. But this one was correct historically. Ichiro Suzuki, the turn back the clock jersey from the I want to say like 70s, 80s era for the Mariners. Really, really sharp jersey. The colors are really nice. Got that Ichiro on the nameplate. 51, of course. Area 51. And, of course, with the new runs, you do have the jack tag on one side, and you have the player name and year tag on the other. 2010, Ichiro Suzuki. Now, it's a shame because they used to put, like, the TBTC on there, and I think sometimes they even put the date of the game or whatever it was, or at least they would have, like, something, a little more specs about, but here they just put 2010 Ichiro. But, it is what it is. You got the racing stripes going down, the yellow and blue going down the sleeves and shoulders. Like I said, very nice jersey. Love powder blue jerseys, as we kind of know from me. But the Mariners too, definitely. I have the Zisk in this. I still want that Perry. In this. I have the white version, but I don't have the blue one. So I do want to get that at some point. Maybe this will be the year. We'll see. But I do have the Ichiro. Historically accurate. He did wear this jersey in that game. I don't know if I'll ever get the Griffey. Like I said, never say never. It is a very nice jersey. I did see it in person. It is a nice jersey. It's just a shame that, it's a shame he didn't wear it, in that game. But, because that would definitely be an iconic Griffey jersey. But, it is what it is. Never say never. I do like the jersey. Maybe if I can ever get, like, dirt cheap someday. Like I say, you never say never. I never say never because I say, oh, I'm not going to get it. And then years later, I get, I find a deal for like $70. And it's in the fold, right? All right, so I'm going to go downstairs. See, we're doing this a little different today. So I'm going to go downstairs. So those were the pickups. We got the old run made in Dominican Republic, Willis Reed Road Knicks jersey. And then we have that Turn Back the Clock Ichiro from 2010. I believe the game was in June of 2010. I forget the exact date, but Griffey was on the team earlier in the year, and then he left. That was his final hurrah, and he left during the season. He retired, and so he didn't play in that game. Unfortunately, Mitchell Ness didn't do the homework on that one, but it's what it is. Mistakes can be made. That's just the way of life. All right, so I am here now. I just got to get my handy dandy, tripod on here. We're gonna try as best we can. Usually, I already have it on when I'm filming downstairs, but would have been a little cumbersome to put it up on the shelf with it, but upstairs. Now, put it over here. If it wants to stay up, we're going to try. Yes, we are. You see behind me, I put some Easter stuff up. It's 2 weeks from Easter today. Easter is 2 weeks from today exact. So an early happy Easter to everyone. And actually, this is the last weekend of March. Yes, it is. It is March 26, 2023. And, yeah. So why am I not outside on a beautiful day like this? My car won't start. So that's, in the life, right? This is part of the life. So last Saturday, it wouldn't start. And I'm a AAA member. They came, it wasn't the battery. They couldn't really figure out what it was, so we had it towed to the service station just down the street from me. And obviously on a weekend they're closed, so they couldn't look at it right away. I dropped the keys off with them last Monday. And then they couldn't get to it right away. They had other things, ahead of it, and that's understandable. But come Tuesday, when they called me, they said it started. So they couldn't figure out what was wrong. So obviously nothing can be done. So I bring it back. It starts every day. Everything's going okay. And then yesterday, again, on a Saturday, when I want to go out and do some stuff, it wouldn't start. So this time I'm like, all right, I'm not getting it towed there right away. We've already tried it that way. I'm going to wait till Monday morning and see if, first of all, see if it starts again. then I'll have to go with plan B, which is probably take it someplace to just say, hey, this is what's happening. Can it be looked at or whatnot. I'm hoping it doesn't start. I don't know why it started and why it was starting and now it doesn't. It's just weird. Maybe it just waits for the weekends. Like, I know you have things to do, so I'm going to make it difficult. So anyhow, like when I put the key in the ignition and I do, it sounds like it's like a horror movie. The horror movie, they get in the car and it won't start, like it's, but it won't fully turn over. So I was looking around. I'm making sure like Ghostface or Michael Myers or one of them aren't like around when I'm, fidgeting with the, because it won't start. It's just like something out of a horror movie, but it won't turn over. So I'm not a gearhead. I have no idea. It could be one of many different things. And since I'm not an expert, I just want to send it to an expert. So the plan is if it doesn't start even, by today or tomorrow, then have it towed again to the station. If it does start, I got to take it somewhere else because let's get some other eyes on it. So, got some options. I'm hoping, it's weird to say this, but I'm like, I hope it doesn't start so that I can get it towed there on tomorrow, and hopefully they can look at it, that day, because the last thing I need is to tow it over there, and then they don't get to it, and then Tuesday it starts up again, like, and I'm stuck. I'm stuck because I know what's going to happen. It's going to do it again. So, so I'm hoping it works out. I really hope that I can, get it fixed, whatever needs to be fixed. Because it's been crazy. It's just 2 weekends I can't do anything. It's like what the heck. So anyhow, that's been my dilemma the past couple weekends, but that's neither here nor there. So we'll see. So at any rate, I know the big topic of discussion jersey-wise this week has been Fanatics taking over the NHL and all the instant reaction to it. I actually had a video. I filmed it. I was filming it, and everything was going okay. Then I just started going off on other tangents. I started going off on why the Sixers need to start cheating because it worked for the Patriots and the Astros. They became, dynasties. Maybe the Sixers need to do it. I don't know. I had all these weird off-topic things. I couldn't stop myself. I just kept going in different directions, and I'm like, all right, I don't want to post this. So I stopped the video. I mean, I had like drones going over Celtics practices or Bucks practice. Like, this is what we need to do to get out of the damn second round. I had it all planned out too. I'm like, you know what? No, years later, no one cares. I mean, they don't take banners away in pro sports. Those fans obviously don't care. Everyone else does, but they, whatever. It benefited them. They're not unhappy about it. So, why would we? No one likes us anyhow. I had this whole spiel. I was like, no one likes the Philly fans anyhow, so why should we care? So what, they're going to like us less? Oh, well. But no, so I'm like, yeah, I can't. But and I made some good points and everything and about the whole Fanatics deal. I know I got on, shout out to Rez, I got on his live this past Wednesday. He does it just about every week, Wednesday night live on his YouTube channel, so feel free to check it out. Obviously the first, blush reaction to the fact that Fanatics is going to outfit the NHL in the season after next. So it's not next season. We're going to have another year with Adidas, which I'm happy for. That gives me a little more time to get some of those jerseys on Cool Hockey, which is a good thing. The bottom line is they're going to outfit the NHL next season, and then Fanatics comes in the year after next. Okay, so I thought it was next season. I thought this was the last year for Adidas, but they got one more year in the books. So Fanatics is going to take over. It's a 10-year contract. So season after next, they're going to start outfitting the NHL. And I should have worn a short sleeve shirt. I knew, I knew this was gonna. Um, so anyhow, Fanatics is going to outfit the NHL. We all know that by now, right? That's been the big topic of conversation this past week. Now I'm subscribed to not every single hockey jersey collector, but a decent amount of them. I love hockey jerseys myself. It's not what I focus on for collecting, obviously, as we know. As I just showed, I have a lot of baseball, I have a lot of basketball, I have a lot of football, and I have, a decent amount of hockey, which has grown, in recent years. It is an aspect of my collection I would like to grow some more. There's plenty of jerseys out there I still want to get. It's just a question of when and where and, how and, all that stuff, right? So I don't focus on the NHL. That's not my that's not my area of expertise. That's not where I focus. If I were to say what jersey, what sport I enjoy collecting the most or look for probably the most, I would probably say baseball. I think baseball for me is the one that I just go crazy for. When it comes to those, 70s to current day era jerseys, they just always get me in the feels. Now I collect a lot. I collect a lot of the other sports too. But as far as hockey goes, I'm not an expert. It's not what I, would say that I look for the most, I go after the most. So I definitely respect the opinion of the people who are in that world, who are the hockey heads, the jersey collectors, and they are extremely passionate about it. And obviously that's their baby, right? That's what they love to do. They love this is what they do. A lot of them don't collect anything else but hockey jerseys. So this is where they focus. This is where their collections are focused, right? So I will always, respect their opinion when it comes to these things. But man, there's a lot of negativity. They were negative with the Mitchell and Ness Blue Line collection, and I get that. I mean, basically that collection is basically the Fanatics breakaway collection. That's basically what it is. As we know, Mitchell and Ness owns Fanatics. So when Mitchell and Ness started getting back into the NHL, selling NHL product. Now they do jerseys. Their first line of jerseys are basically Swingman, and they're basically the equivalents, if you will, to the Fanatics breakaway line that they have, which is the only jersey to date that Fanatics makes for the NHL, which is basically a Swingman replica line. Keep that in mind. Swingman replica line, right? So the hockey heads were really against the Mitchell and Ness Blue Line collection. They didn't like it. They thought it was cheap. They thought, why are they doing this way? And they're charging $200 a jersey. I mean, to that I will say, I agree. I think the price point's a little high for what it is. When you consider the breakaway jerseys are, about $150 each? And you can always find sales. As we know, the one positive I will always take with Fanatics is they introduce the world of sales like crazy. There are sales every day, every week. Now, sometimes it's just free shipping. Sometimes it's just on clearance stuff or what have you. But they have more sales. They really reintroduce the retail world to sales. And this is what this is how you do things. This is how you move product, right? To the point that Mitchell and Ness, a company that didn't have a lot of sales years ago. When I first started collecting, through the store and the website and what have you, they would only have a handful of sales a year. I mean, you can kind of read it like a clock to when they were going to do it, but they didn't have the pop-up sales. They didn't have today we're just going to do a 30% off deal. They didn't do that. Now, some people think it's cheap and or whatever. I look at it as more opportunity to get stuff. We don't all want to pay retail, particularly for the prices that Mitchell & Ness has, right? I mean, the Dontrell Willis jersey they just posted is $325. So I don't know. I don't think I want to throw $325. As nice a jersey as that is, I'll wait, maybe get it on a sale or catch a deal sometime. The flagship store has a lot more sales now. They just have sales just to have sales. Sometimes it's based off what the website's doing. Sometimes they just do it on their own, right? So, at some point, that's a jersey I might grab, but I'll get it at a discount, right? So, at any rate, but the hockey jersey that group, group of collectors, they were really against the Blue Line, collection. And I don't want to sound, mean-spirited with this, but I mean, I look at what I have, and I probably have more Mitchell and Ness jerseys on one sliver of one of my racks, like one little portion of one of my full racks of jerseys, than they have in their whole collection. It's not the brand they really go after. Now, Mitchell and Ness made hockey jerseys back in the day, an authentic line, but when they lost the contract, obviously those jerseys became a little more scarce because people bought them all up. They figured, oh, who knows when Mitchell and Ness is ever going to have the rights again? Let's just grab them. So they became really scarce. And a lot of the hockey collectors don't want replica, even though they're authentic line, it's still like a replica jersey because Mitchell and Ness didn't outfit the NHL, right? They never did. So a lot of the hardcore, and I talk about the hardcore hockey collectors, don't even look at Mitchell and Ness jerseys, even the authentics, because they want the CCMs, they want the Cohos, they want the pro players, the starters, whatever, the authentics, from back in the day. They're not looking at Mitchell and Ness. They're not looking at a Mitchell and Ness Wayne Gretzky Los Angeles Kings jersey because it's not the brand that made it back in the day. This is basically a retail version. Even though it's an authentic Mitchell and Ness, it's a retail version. So certainly they're not going to have any interest in the Blue Line collection. A, because it's Mitchell and Ness, and B, because it's a replica version. It's a swingman version. They're not buying, some of them don't buy the breakaway jerseys, and some do. I mean, the hockey guy said he gets them. He has them on his rack, or he'll wear them in a video because you don't see the tag. You don't know exactly what he's wearing, right? It could be Adidas, it could be breakaway. If you're not, I don't know. This is when he had his breakdown for the authentic. For Fanatics taking over the NHL. And there were plenty of other hockey jersey collectors who just denounced them right away. Said that they're going to be terrible, they're horrible. Why would, they're so against it. And the reasoning is because of the breakaway line, because it's a replica jersey. And their fear is that this is all that's going to be available in a few years. There's not going to be any authentics. It's all going to be this swingman breakaway. That's it. That's all we're going to have. And again, they have a right to their opinion. What their fears are, because based off the only thing we see right now from Fanatics is the breakaway line. So, obviously that's all anybody can look at now as an example of what Fanatics does. Now, if you really deep dive into this further, which I do, now I'm one of those who I'm not going to judge it till I see it. I didn't judge the Blue Line collection by Mitchell and Ness until I went to the store and I saw them. I saw them in hand. I saw the material. I saw what it was. I saw what it wasn't. And I made my decision right there and then. Is it something that I would buy? Possibly. There's one jersey, like I said, in that whole set that I want, which is the Nathan MacKinnon, the Blueberry Avalanche jersey, because I can't find the Reebok version. It's just one that's very hard to get. So I'll take the Mitchell and Ness version of it, even though it's a replica, even though it's basically a Fanatics breakaway style jersey. I'm still going to get it. I'll be happy with it because it's a jersey and a player's jersey that I want in the collection. That doesn't matter to me. In that case, it doesn't matter to me who made it. It doesn't matter to me if it was an Adidas or if it was a Reebok, if it was a Mitchell and Ness. I just want that jersey, But some in that group, it would have to just be the Reebok authentic. It can't even be a replica, right? And I get it. Again, that's their passion, and I applaud them for it. But me, I'm one of those that say I want to see the jersey. I don't want to pass judgment on it. Now, some jerseys I see, right, when let's say when the NBA does their city editions, right, every year, and I know what those jerseys are because I have them. I have the Nike, I have Swingman, I have an authentic, the Steph Curry. So I know what they are, So when I see them first blush and I see the design or whatever it's supposed to be, I say, yeah, I'm not going to buy it because I know what it is. I've seen them, I have them, I know exactly what they are, and some designs just don't hit me, So I'm like, yeah, that's one I won't get. Even if I haven't seen it in hand, seen it in person, I know what it is. So I'm just, yeah, so that's why I'll say that for those. Even in something like the reverse retros, right? The reverse retro 2.0. There were ones in this set that I'm like, yeah, that's not it, Too plain, it didn't pop, there was things, but I know what I'm getting in those jerseys because I have them, and I had some of the 1.0s, and now, getting the 2.0s. I mean, I know what they are. I know what Adidas jerseys are, right? Now, in that case, you do know what the Authentics are because they're available. Fanatics doesn't make authentic jerseys right now because they don't have the rights to that. That's Adidas. Adidas makes the on-ice jerseys. They're going to have the rights to do authentic line jerseys for retail, right? Fanatics isn't. Now, they kind of work hand in hand because Fanatics obviously has Fanatics. They have Lids. They have NHL Shop. They have all the outlets that basically the Adidas puts their jerseys out, right? But still, they don't own the rights to make authentic jerseys right now. They will in a couple years, but they don't right now, right? So they're not going to make authentic jerseys. That's Adidas. Why would Fanatics make authentic jerseys when Adidas makes them already and they outfit the NHL? So of course they should make authentic line jerseys. But to look at that and to say that, they're not going to make authentics, I just think is wrong because Fanatics, at the end of the day, it's a business. And business is about making money. Every league sells authentic jerseys. They all do. Nike, with the NBA, with the NFL, with, as much as I hate the price, the MLB, right? They make authentic line everything. Adidas makes authentic line for NHL. I'm sure I'm not a big soccer collector, but I'm sure whoever outfits these different leagues, whether it's Nike or Adidas or who have you, they all probably make authentic line jerseys because there's money in that, right? There's money to be made. They're higher price point. You're going to make more money selling these jerseys than you would just the replicas. And there's plenty of replicas out there. We all know. The swingman, the breakaway line, all these different things, all of the leagues have replica jerseys. And that will continue. So when Fanatics takes over, they will continue to, more than likely, they will continue to make their breakaway line because it makes money for them. So they're not going to stop doing it. They're going to continue to do it. But I guarantee you there's going to be an authentic line as well. Now, they can't do it now because, like I said, they don't outfit the NHL. As far as jerseys go, that's Adidas. So Adidas is going to continue to do it through next season. But after that, when Fanatics really sinks their teeth into it, of course they're going to sell authentic jerseys. They know where the money is. The authentic jerseys always sell, so why would they stop selling them? Now you say, well, to cut costs or this or that. Again, it's about money. It's about making money. These companies, any company knows that it's Fanatics. As much as they buy all these other companies to really just further and further and further their grip on everything, right? They know what businesses are. It's a business conglomerate, and of course they're going to want to make money. So they're going to have authentics out there. That's just my opinion. And like I said, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. All these jersey heads, the big time hockey guys that came on and say, we're just going to get replicas. I mean, that's their opinion, and they're totally granted to it, but I'm granted to mine. And I've been around the block a little bit with these jerseys, not just with NHL jerseys, but with all jerseys, right? We've all seen the changeovers. We've seen the changeovers from all those other brands to Nike. Before that, it was Adidas, it was Reebok, it was, whoever was outfitting all these different leagues. We've seen it time and time again. And there's always authentic jerseys available. Now, sometimes the quality could be hit or miss, and I agree with that. We don't know what the Fanatics quality could be. It could be terrible. We don't know. But I haven't seen it. And until I see it in my hand in a store, I can't. It was just like when Adidas took over the NHL. I couldn't, until I actually saw the product, I can't make a definitive, say on it one way or another because I don't know what it is. I don't see it, And then when I saw it in hand, there were things I took issue with of it. I thought the jerseys were a little stiff. I don't like the fight strap. I don't understand why there's a fight strap in a jersey. I know it's the authentic. It's supposed to be like what they wear, but do we really need a fight strap? I mean, what are we supposed? We're going to go to a game and strap it to our pants somehow and find a fan of the opposing team and put the sweater over the head and get into a hockey fight with them? I mean, what's the use of this fight? What are we doing with the fight strap in the jersey? I don't get the fight strap, but it's part of it. I deal with it when I get those jerseys. It's there. It's all right. It doesn't really do anything, but okay. Mitchell and Ness had fight straps in their authentic jerseys. And it's like, do we really need why do we? I understand it's part of the uniform in the NHL, but there's a reason for that because they fight on the ice. We're buying that. We're not going to. All right, I can't speak for. I'm not going to go down the street wearing a Flyers jersey and want to mix it up with a Penguin fan if I see one. Right? It's not. Right? I mean, it's come on, we don't need the fight strap. But you know what? But you get used to it, right? And over the years, we've kind of got used to the fight strap in those Adidas jerseys. Sometimes the look, sometimes, there's always things here or there, right? But I got used to a lot of the faults with them, and they corrected some of those faults. They did. The jerseys became a little better since the time that they first took over to today. There's things that are better with them now. They're a little more breathable. There's a little more flexibility to them. They're not so stiff. They're not so rigid. There's more there's more comfort levels with those jerseys today. Now you have more to do with the logos, right? With the prime greens, they had more of a 3D effect, and they improved different things that people were complaining about from the time that they took over. And who's to say that Fanatics won't do the same thing, right? If they put these jerseys out, and there's a lot of hate and a lot of angst. Over time, I'm sure some of this stuff might get corrected, But I understand the trepidation. I do. Again, that's their baby. I mean, these hockey heads, they you can see by their collections. I mean, they got racks and racks of hockey jerseys behind them. They got all sorts of stuff, right? They got them hung up on the wall and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that's their life. That's their their passion. So of course they're going to feel a certain way. They don't want their passion to be a certain way, once Fanatics takes over. So I get it, and I sympathize with them. But at the same time, I'm one of those, I just want to wait to see the product. And to basically say that there's not going to be any Authentics available, I just think is wrong, because we live in a world where everything on every league has authentic jerseys available, and I don't think that's something that's going to go away. Now, Mitchell and Ness, that comparison came up too. People say, "Oh, Mitchell and Ness doesn't make as many authentics anymore," and that might be true, but they're not outfitting any leagues. They're making these jerseys for retail purposes, for resale purposes. That's what they're doing, right? And I know they're under the Fanatics umbrella, but the Mitchell and Ness name is not going on these jerseys on the ice or on the court or on the baseball diamond or on the football field. They don't, and they might. Maybe there comes a day. I mean, now Fanatics taking over the NHL, maybe other companies, even ones within their umbrella, maybe they do own the rights to make uniforms at some point down the road. Who knows, right? But at this point, Mitchell and Ness does not outfit anyone. So what they make is basically just to make money, and whether we like it or not, a lot of those jerseys that made a lot of money for them are the swingman jerseys and the legacy line, and the jerseys of that style. Now, there's a lot that they make that I just don't like. As much as I am a fan of the brand, I mean those collab jerseys, the fashion jerseys with all their different floral patterns and Chinese New Year and picnic basket and whatever it is, the all white, the all black, the all tan, whatever it is that they do, I'm not a fan of it, right? But they sell. Obviously, people buy them. Not me. I have one, and like I said, the Steve Smith Hawks, because I just love the look of that jersey with the blue and green, the old school colorway of the old ABA Hawks mixed in with the big Hawk. I thought that was a really cool looking jersey, so I did buy one. But that might be the only one I ever get, or very few that I ever get, right? There was a couple others I thought were pretty cool looking, but I never did get them. Now, my eye usually goes towards stuff that was worn, whether it's authentic or swing. If it was worn on the court at one point, that's where my eye usually goes towards, like stuff that you saw those players wear. So the fashion jerseys, the military pattern or whatever pattern they want to use, it doesn't catch my eye because they didn't wear this, right? And I will say this, the only collab jersey that they've done so far that I still want is the Woo York, is the Wu-Tang, Knicks one, which I should have gotten when I had a chance at one, and I didn't, and now they're really hard to get. But that's the one that I do kind of wish I got because I like Wu-Tang, and I understood the meaning of that jersey, with the Knicks hook and the Woo York and the. But it is what it is. Maybe someday. But if I ever to get one, it would be that one. I mean, obviously, if they ever did like a Deftones Sacramento Kings hook or something, I would be on that one. That might have the most meaning to me of any collab if they ever do. But there's a place for them. People buy them. Fans of those groups or entertainers, they buy them. They get the meaning to it, and they buy it. Is it for me? No. Like I said, one out of all the ones they've ever done is the one I wanted. So obviously I'm not their clientele for that, but there's plenty of people who are. Now I will admit that I'd rather have an authentic jersey over a swingman or legacy line or what have you, right? Yeah, but I'm also one of those that if I just want the jersey and I just like the jersey, I'm gonna get it. I'm not one of those that has to always be authentics. That's it. That's the end of the line. No, if I like a jersey and I want to wear it, I'm going to buy it. I mean, like I said, most of my Nike NBA jerseys are swingman jerseys because they're a bit cheaper. I can get more of them. When those city editions are available, they're just a quick grab. I can grab multiple at one time. I don't have to feel like I'm breaking the bank. Even though I like the way the authentics are priced, I think the NBA, I think Nike does it right. And I like I like the price point they have for their authentic line jerseys. I wish they would do it for baseball. I don't know what the heck happened with baseball. Like, I see the prices for football, and I know they go up every year, and I know it's the same with the NBA, but still the price point for them are really good. I mean, for what you're getting, I think it's a decent price point. I look at baseball with the 400 plus, price point. I'm like, what are we doing here? Why is baseball the one? It would be the one I love the most to get, right? But why is this $450? What's up with the $450 prices on these things, right? What are we doing? You've priced me out. Someone who loves baseball jerseys, who loves to get them. I'm not looking at authentics, I mean, maybe I got one once in a blue moon, like I got that Trey Turner because I get a little deal at the Majestic Clubhouse store at the ballpark. But honestly, it's like what what are we doing, right? I don't get that, and I don't think I ever will. But it's just one of those mysteries of life. But yeah, you can still catch sales. Yeah, there's the paying for. We all know I love them. One of the shames that I didn't choose to finish the last video. I said it, I had a great line in there, and it was a Freudian slip. And instead of paying for, I said paying poor. And I'm like, man, I have to copyright this. I couldn't think of the word copyright. It took me a while too. There was so much gold in that video. It's a shame. But I'm like, man, I should copyright that. That's awesome. The paying poor. Yeah, that's it. But even with that, the pricing Nike has, and I'm wearing a Nike product right now that I got, last year on sale, actually, from Fanatics. So, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of their jersey pricing for authentics. I know I've said this once or twice before, but it just makes no sense. So again, for the Fanatics taking over, in a couple seasons, the hockey on ice jerseys, and obviously them just making all of the jerseys for retail after that. I'm just gonna wait and see, and I've already heard that some of the places they're gonna be making is where they make the Adidas jerseys anyhow right now. I think in Canada or what have you. So. maybe that's a good thing, you know. But I will say this, and I could be totally wrong, and if I am, I apologize, but I do believe there's going to be plenty of Authentics available by Fanatics. I don't think it's going to end because Fanatics bought them, is going to take over, and because Fanatics does what they do now with the breakaway collection, because that's all they can do now. They can't make Authentics now. It's like I said, the Authentics are made by Adidas, and that's how it's going to stay until after next season. So Fanatics can't make Authentics. But they can in a few years, and I do believe they will, and they'll be selling them. You know, they'll be readily available on their site because it's money. You know, of course they're going to make them available. All leagues do. Maybe not as much as the replicas, and yeah, I get that. But they're still going to be there. They're still going to, I believe they're still going to be out there plentiful, and people can buy them. And the hockey heads who are complaining now, they might look back and say, oh yeah, you know what, we should have waited, you know, to make that decision, you know, that decision on stuff until the jerseys were out there. But again, it's first blush reaction, and like I said, that's their baby, that's their passion. So of course they're going to have reaction to it, and they're more than entitled to it. This is just my reaction to it, you know. As someone who does enjoy getting hockey jerseys, you know, I don't buy them as much, maybe as some of these other collectors out there, and believe me, I see some of their collections, it's amazing. They have some pieces in their collection where I'm like, ooh, you know, I need one of those. But I'm just coming from it on my opinion. This is my side of how I look at it. As a jersey consumer, as we all know, right? This is what I think about the announcement that Fanatics is taking over the NHL. And I know I kind of went in different tangents as I usually do, but at the end of the day, like I said, I'm going to wait and see. It's a wait and see approach for me. I want to see it in person. I want to go to a store like a, you know, I don't know, like a Rally House or a Pro Image or, you know, one of those places, Lids or whatever, and see the jersey, you know, and really get a good look, you know, and see what it's all about before I really make my final decision on, oh, what's this? Or, ooh, this is better than I thought it would be, right? I do have some hope, and one of the things I have hope for with Fanatics, because they make so much. I mean, I know we talk about the quality of the stuff, but look how much they make, you know, for that breakaway line. One of my complaints with Adidas is they don't readily have available a lot of the white jerseys in authentic form. You know, they have the color jersey always available. The white one, you know, is like never there because I could get stains or whatever. But people want those jerseys. I want those jerseys. The white jerseys to me have some of the best graphics. I mean, the stuff really pops on those white jerseys. You know, the logos, the name and numbers. You know, the white jersey is so many good things about it. And I know there was, and I forget his name, and I apologize about that. There was one big-time hockey collector who some years ago had a video. I think it was around the time when the 1.0s were coming out, the reverse retros. And he said that he does get the breakaway jerseys from Fanatics because Fanatics makes those white jerseys available. And he's one that usually just all of his pickups, you know, all the stuff for the 1.0s, I think he did a vid for the 2.0s, they're all authentic Adidas. But some of the other jerseys that he has the breakaways because they're available in the white jersey. I think one of the ones he made mention of is Sebastian Aho, Carolina Hurricanes jersey. And he's like, I got this because it was what was available. Adidas doesn't make this available in an authentic line. And yeah, I mean, hopefully when Fanatics does take over, you'll have more white jerseys available. You know, both versions. You know, the color version and the home and away, basically. So we'll see. But anyhow, I've rambled on here for 44 plus minutes. I had a couple jerseys to share. Hoping the Jeep gets taken care of. Would be good to start it. Next weekend and going forward, I want to do some more vehicle vlogs, of course. And you know, that was my take on the big news this week in the jersey world was Fanatics taking over the NHL in a few seasons. It's exciting. It's trepidation at the same time. It is. Anytime there's change, and a new company taking over something. And let's face it, Fanatics hasn't made authentic jerseys in anything, right? So this is like a first. So we're going to see how they do it. It could be great. I mean, what they do could be just outstanding, right? Or it could be horrible. We have to wait and see. But I'm not going to judge it off the breakaway line. That line is not authentic, as we know. And they don't make authentics right now because they really can't, because Adidas has that rights to do it. So let them do it for another year, which, again, that's a win for me. That gives me a little more time. Get the jerseys on Cool Hockey. I was thinking, oh no, this is going to be next season, and oh, I really have to move on. So now I have a little more time. I can breathe. Which I am hoping at the end of April to make my next Cool Hockey purchase. And like I said before, it's going to be the Seattle Kraken with the inaugural patch on there. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be a nice item. So outside of that, obviously baseball season starts up this Thursday. Looking forward to that. My Phillies are in Texas against the Rangers. We can't get away from Jacob deGrom. He leaves the Mets and he goes to the Rangers, and of course, the first game of the season is against Jacob deGrom and the Rangers. So it's exciting, though. I look forward to the season as I do any season. Jersey-wise, there are stuff I'd like to pick up. There's some, jerseys out there that I've been, having my eye on. Hopefully, that can happen as the season goes on. Like I said, any throwback stuff, it's like I said, maybe this would be the year I get that Road Gaylord Perry Mariners Mitchell Ness jersey. We'll see. The powder blue, as I just showed you, Ichiro. Basically, it's that jersey, just Perry. And there's others. There's certainly others. Baseball's, like I said, is one of those that there's always a lot out there for me. I love to collect it, and there's a ton of stuff out there. I know Mitchell Ness, some of the other authentics that they put out. Yeah. So some more of those have to come into the fold. Some of their older, some of the ones they put out from some years ago, I'm still hoping to get. I hope that this year, if I do get a Bo Jackson Royals, that it comes in the mail and I open the package and it's not a pair of sneakers. That's still that is still one of my most crazy stories in recent years. Yeah, the mix up with the seller, and he sent my bow to someone else who was expecting these. They were bad looking. They were like, dinged up, and just I'm like, I should have had the unboxing for that one. That would have been the one to end all unboxings. That my expression, like, why the sneakers? Where's the jersey? Oh, that sucked. But at any rate, we pushed forward, and I did, and I sent those shoes back, got a refund, and I never got my bow. I never got my bow, though. I a bad pair of sneakers, too. They weren't even nice. If they were nice and they were my size, been like, well, but they weren't my size and they were terrible looking. They were like, what in the hell? Oh my God, why? So anyhow, so hopefully, this season get some good stuff, and I'm always looking. Obviously, some new City Edition or City Connect jerseys will be coming out. My Phillies won't be part of it. That's next season. I was hoping it would be this year, but it's next season. But there'll be, another 7 come out this year, so it'll be interesting to see what these teams do. There's still some ones from the previous years I have to get. Actually, I did just get one because they had available the replica, not authentic, but the replica Washington Nationals, the Cherry Blossom jerseys. They came back because, like I said, they're going to wear them again this year, so hopefully they become available again. and they had it on Fanatics, and the only player they had was Steven Strasburg. But I'm like, you know what? I just want the jersey. It didn't matter to me as much the name and number on the back. I mean, I would have taken a Soto. I mean, whoever, even if they weren't on the team anymore. I wanted a jersey in that style with a name and number on the back. And I wish there was more available. I wish they had a couple more player options. I know they got some young player. Looks like he's going to be pretty decent. I kind of wish there was other options other than Strasburg, but I'll take it. So he is still on the team. But I'll take it, I wanted one, and they sold out like that when they were available last season, and I didn't move on one quick enough. This year, I took it as soon as I saw it. I'm like, all right, I gotta do it. I wasn't expecting to get anything else, but this is one of those I've been saying I want, and now it's there. So I can't. If I talk it, I gotta back it up. So I grabbed it. And so that's going to be coming in the mail this week, and so I'll have another pickup. But glad to get it. Definitely. It's the one from last season that I wished I got the most. Just wasn't able to get it. Couldn't find it. You see fakes of it everywhere, but actual, even a replica version, which I got, you just can't find. So I'm happy to have one. I'm happy to get one. And like I said, the name and number didn't matter as much to me on the back. I wanted one with the name and number on the back, so I didn't want a blank, and so I was glad to get one. So once it's in the mail, you'll see. I'll probably do an unboxing for it here on YouTube. All right, 51 minutes. I've done enough rambling. Thank you for joining in with me this long. If you still are with me, and that's my take on a bunch of different stuff. So a couple pickups, a little chat. And, we're going to move on. So what do you always got to do? You hit the like button. Make sure you hit that like button. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the bell icon so you get notified to all future vids from yours truly. All right, everyone. Until the next one, which will probably be the unboxing for the Steven Strasburg City Connect Nationals Cherry Blossom jersey. That's a lot to say. One jersey. I do have to get the hat, though. That's going to be next. All right, everyone. You all take care. I'll see you in the next one.